addressing the great taboo.
Very often, the struggle that I sense families have when it comes to what would mum have wanted is one adult child thinks mum would have wanted this and another thinks it's something very different.
The right time to start the discussion is probably when we have an understanding of our mortality, whether we have a diagnosis of a life-threatening illness or not.
It is seen as a great taboo, and yet we see many examples of the stress it can cause families and individuals where end-of-life planning hasn't been put in place.
Anticipatory care is taking control of your life and thinking ahead, planning ahead, and writing down and communicating your preferred wishes.
We feel that by confronting what really is the reality of our life situations at all stages, we can have a better outcome really. And this is what we're doing, is trying to help older people and help families to discuss what is a very difficult and sensitive subject.
Have an anticipatory care plan. Anticipatory care plans give you the opportunity to think about, talk about, and write down and communicate your wishes for care in terms of your preferences, where you would like to be cared for, and where you would indeed like to die.
If we can have these conversations long before we're ever needing to make those arrangements, it can streamline everything. And at the end of the day, we know that what we've created is what the person we've come together to celebrate and remember really wanted to be happening.
Having the conversations are the things that we're totally encouraging, and that's why you've mentioned already that the anticipatory care plans, when people are not very ill and when they're able to say their wishes and their preferences, as opposed to when they are terrified of the illness that they've had, and then it's sometimes too late, although it's important even then that they suggest what they would like to happen, what they wouldn't.
I think it's always good to talk about what we would wish to happen in terms of ritual, or in terms of funerals, or that kind of thing, because if we talk about these things when it's not imminent, then we can talk with a sense of openness and not being frightened.
It's very important to have the discussions in a timely fashion in order to minimise stress and distress at the end of life, both for patients and their families. Much of the work we do towards the end of a person's life is with the family rather than with the patient.
We're running a campaign to raise awareness and power of attorney, because I think there's a misconception there that if somebody is unable to make decisions for themselves, that their family would be able to do that, and that isn't in fact true. So we're really trying to raise awareness and saying to people, look, see power of attorney is almost like an insurance policy that will give you peace of mind.
The most important thing is not to feel isolated alone. There are services, there are supports, and you can find your way to them, and that's obviously the most important thing to do. Immediately calling the council, social work services or the health services are way into that, and really find the right people to talk to you to make your plans to offer that support for the future. The main thing is to speak and talk to someone and get that support you need at the most emotional time in your life.